So let's talk about this video from CNBC on why bots make it so hard to buy Nike sneakers. So I seen this on my recommended page on YouTube. I've heard no articles about it at all. This is my first time seeing it. And the person that you see here is the biggest botter right now, probably the most known in the botting scene of all time, BotterBoyNova. He's also done another video with another company. I can't remember what the other company was. Basically showing them how botting works, like the entire breakdown of it. So we're going to see what kind of information he gives up here. And we're going to see what some of the other people have to say about this in this video. So let's get into it.
If you ever wanted to buy one of these, then you know it's a lot harder than it looks. Thanks to sneakerhead culture, which got its start in the late 1980s. And by the early 2010s, sneakerhead resale culture hit a fever pitch.
Damn, they going wild.
That's right. People were fighting over sneakers today.
It's all over this shoe. A shoe shoppers say cost them $180 a pair.
Finish Line and all the big sites crashed last night.
By mid-afternoon, hundreds had appeared for sale on eBay.
Yeah, I'm gonna resell it. You're gonna resell it? Yeah. Anybody wants to pay $1,000?
Fuck it.
In 2022,
1,000? Nah, niggas was getting money back in the day. 1,000 in 2011? Shit.
the global sneaker industry was valued at nearly $86 billion, with the market predicted to reach $128 billion by 2030. And the sneaker resale market is also huge, projected to grow to $30 billion by 2030. That's why a phenomenon known as sneaker botting has taken off alongside the sneaker craze, making it harder and harder for many to get these valuable sneakers when they drop.
A bot is basically just something that automates the checkout process. So when you go on a website and you buy anything, it asks you to fill out your credit card number, it asks you to fill out your billing information. A bot, it automates that entire process so that you can get through the checkout as fast as possible.
Sneaker bots took off in 2012 when Nike released its Air Jordan Dornbecker 9 shoes on Twitter, requiring users to direct message them for a chance to reserve the shoe. This led to the creation of bots that DM'd Nike when it found keywords like RSVP now and Dornbecker. The bots were able to react faster than humans.
Man, bots are like a thorn in my side. I'm now competing with them all the time for special releases and collabs.
It takes the fun out of the hobby, and that's kind of what it is. At least for me, it's a hobby, it's a passion.
But for some,
you know what? I honestly didn't know that about that Dornbecker 9 thing. I wasn't around at that time when that dropped, but that's so fucking crazy. They had keywords set up for Nike to DM them. That's so cool. That's so fucking cool. And I did want to say, I really feel bad for this guy because New Balance are some of the hardest fucking shoes to get right now, in my opinion. New Balance site is fucking awful. The amount of boutiques that carry New Balance is small. The collaborations have gotten so much harder to get. I tried to get a pair of the Aim Leon something. I don't even know what it was. That New Balance that's white and green. I tried to get my hands on those and I was botting and couldn't hit. It was fucking hard. So for this guy to be battling bots, at this point, if you're a New Balance collector like this, you might as well just get a bot anyways. It would save you a lot of time and effort just getting a bot.
Time for special releases and collabs.
It takes the fun out of the hobby, and that's kind of what it is. At least for me, it's a hobby, it's a passion.
But for some, it's also a booming business opportunity.
In 2022, I made a gross profit of $131,000 minus $15,000 for botting expenses, and then we still make 6 figures over the course of 1 year.
CNBC dove into the sneaker industry to find out why bots have made buying sneakers harder than ever and what companies are doing to get ahead of the problem.
For anybody watching this that's not familiar with botting or is not into botting, do not expect to get that much profit. That is actually one of the best years I've heard from a sneaker botter. Usually it's not like that. Right now, especially in the market, you're probably making $10, $20 per shoe, sometimes even lower than that. So right now, volume matters. Back then, what he's talking about, Yeezys were popping, lots of Jordan 1s were popping, Jordan 4s. Like, there was just so many shoes that were high price. And being a sneaker botter, like, you want a lot of volume. So if you can get a bunch of pairs of like Yeezy foam runners for retail, which was like $90, and sell for $220. That's a lot of profit just right there. Right now, it's not the case at all. Do not expect that type of money. 6 figures is fucking crazy.
To understand bots and the issues they raise, let's take a look at how sneaker shopping has evolved. Until just a few years ago, customers would camp outside a sneaker retailer such as Foot Locker, waiting in line for a slim chance to buy a pair of shoes. Now, in the digital age, instead of waiting outside, you're waiting in a virtual queue.
In that physical world, there's unwritten rules. You don't jump the queue, you don't let people in front of you, you are patient, you are being served one by one. Now we are not talking 500 people, we are talking millions, sometimes 5 to 25 million or 30 million people in a queue coming into the website wanting to buy those goods. And that's a mix of bots, and there is no transparency on who came first.
Sneakerheads rely on platforms like Nike's Sneakers app to buy highly coveted shoes at retail price. But with the shift to e-commerce came the rise of bots, and they've only gotten better at gaming the system.
So there are good bots, like the one that are crawling the internet, updating search engines and Wikipedia and a lot of stuff that we all benefit from. And then there are the bad bots, bots that are, we could call the parasites of the internet, which purpose it is to get into the web shops, buy a lot of the goods ahead of people in order to sell them on the secondary market.
A 2021 study from cybersecurity company Imperva found that 42% of internet traffic was non-human, and nearly 24% of retail site traffic came from bots with malicious intent. Check, another cybersecurity company, estimated that 1 in 4 Black Friday shoppers in 2022 were fake.
Everything that is a high ticket, high demand.
Hey, listen, that 1 in 4? Damn, I almost want to say 2 in 4, low key. When PS5s dropped this last Black Friday, holy, it was fucking nuts. The amount of bots that were updating, there was Stella, there was Heyha, there was, bro, every single bot you could think of was trying to add a Walmart module. The amount of bots that were on Target, Best Buy, GPUs were popping, bro. Shit, 1 in 4 seems kind of low to me.
That is a high ticket, high demand item, especially if there's scarcity involved, is a prime target for scalper bots.
Jesper Essendrop has experience fighting bots with a top sneaker brand as CEO of Qit, an IT company that specializes in controlling internet traffic with virtual waiting rooms.
If we look at some of our biggest sales of high-profile goods like sneakers, we see something between 40% and 95% on all traffic coming into that web shop is from bots.
Once sneakers are purchased using bots, they are often resold on third-party platforms like StockX, GOAT, and Flight Club. And exclusive drops can bring in huge profits for resellers. In 2022, Nike's Air Force One low off-white Brooklyn shoe, which originally retailed at $160, had an average price premium of 912% on StockX.
They're buying inordinate amount.
Okay, hold on. Let's not act. You know what's a little biased about that? They're putting that on bots, but from what I can remember, on that release, it was through Nike Sneaker Stash, and they did a Nike Sneaker Pass in Brooklyn, I believe. None of that really has to do with bots, besides spoofing your location, which happens a lot. Like, you could do that in Pokemon Go if you wanted to. That seems a little misleading. I guess they're just trying to point out how much sneakers could go up to. That shoe specifically wasn't really botted.
Amounts of product line, and then jacking up the prices that are oftentimes unaffordable.
Oh, this is the loser.
The market was impacted in October, however, when Adidas ended its deal with the rapper Ye, formerly known as Kanye West, after he made anti-Semitic remarks. Now, more than $1 billion worth of his Yeezy line shoes are in limbo. Between that and the general slowdown in spending, Cowen Research Equity told CNBC the resale market is seeing a slowdown. But Adidas and other top brands like Nike and New Balance are still constantly under attack from bots.
If we look at a concrete sneaker sale last year, 1.7 million visitors came into our website on a sneaker sale. Only 100,000 out of those 1.7 million visitors were actually real human, the rest was bots.
In the past, Nike's Sneakers app has come under criticism for the way it handles bots, with loyal customers complaining that they had to compete with bots on every single drop. Nike says the Sneakers app receives an average of 12 billion bot calls or entries trying to game the system per month. A customer can submit an entry to a draw by selecting a shoe and a size. Nike then selects participants at random to buy the shoe, but some of these customers are actually bots. The 2022 release of Nike's Travis Scott Air Jordan 1 Reverse Mocha shoe received nearly 3.8 million entries, with almost 1.9 million of those entries being bots. But since then, Nike has attempted to make some changes. In 2022, Nike released updated terms and conditions aimed at fighting bots, which banned purchasing products for resale, saying it could cancel orders, refuse returns, charge restock fees, or close the accounts of people suspected of botting. But these terms...
Cap. That's cap. That's cap. They might have implemented those terms and conditions, but none of those have went into effect. None of these have went into effect. No purchasing products for resale. How would you know that they're for resale? How could you possibly know that? Ability to cancel orders. I know tons of people that cancel 20 orders on a brick drop. The Jordan 1 Spider-Man, when niggas hit GS, they cancel that shit immediately. Can refuse returns. Never seen that happen. Charge and restock fees. Never seen that happen. Close the accounts of botters. Now they did do that. Yeah, now they did do that for some people, but it almost felt like it was at random because I've seen some people's personal accounts also get knocked off. Nike had banned a bunch of those bot accounts. I did some comparing with other people that got their accounts banned, and a lot of them didn't have any type of similarities. Some people were running the same accounts on the same bot, just on a different computer, same proxies and all, but didn't get banned. So it almost seemed like there was no type of cohesiveness to that. But yeah, they definitely have been closing accounts. It's just not as frequent. That's nothing new though. They've been doing that for years. That's why I think it's a hit piece. It definitely feels like it. This feels like that's why they put the Grinch act dude in here. It feels like he kind of put this shit together. Like, yo, when we drop this motherfucker, that's really gonna push it over the edge.
Terms only apply to US-based customers. Nike did not comment on why the terms don't apply internationally, or if there are plans to expand them, and botting is still a huge issue across the global market.
I just want one pair in my size. I actually want to wear it, and bots just kind of will eat up 50 pairs at a time, and they just all end up on the resale market.
So how does this all work? We asked one of the people behind.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry for pausing. I hate that he said bots eat up 50 pairs at a time. Does anybody in the chat know when someone hit 50 pairs recently, besides like Adidas Confirm, because they were trying to get off all of their product? When's the last time you seen somebody hit a 50 clip? It's not that fucking common. You had to put a lot of resources, have a lot of bots to hit 50 fucking pairs. And most of the time it doesn't even work out. You might not get none at all. That's misinformation.
Behind the bots.
Let's see what BotterBoyNova said.
The amount of sneakers that I bought can really vary from month to month. Sometimes I'm able to bought hundreds within a single month. Sometimes I bought less than 50.
Meet Nova, known as BotterBoyNova on YouTube, where he has amassed nearly 200,000 subscribers by teaching people how to bot.
I got one.
I ain't gonna lie, he was snapping back then.
The biggest, most popular sneaker botting YouTube channel.
Nova is a self-proclaimed sneakerhead and has been botting for around 4 years.
I was seeing a lot of these botters take so many sneakers away, and I thought I was at a disadvantage. So I thought to myself, you know what? How do I get one of those?
Nova asked not to reveal his real name because of security concerns.
Around 2017, 2016, there was a real stigma in botting. I basically put a face on what botters may look like. And at the end of the day, I'm just a regular person.
And he's not the only one. There are entire botting communities made up of people just
like
not
the Reddit.
And serious botters join paid membership groups called cook groups, which provide access to resources like release guides, insider tips, and restock alerts on platforms like Discord and Slack.
Your cook group is basically your bread and butter. They tell you what websites to go for, what shoes are profitable, what shoes aren't profitable. The vast majority of them, especially the best ones, they can range anywhere between $40 to $100 a month.
Cook groups help botters learn the basics, but there's still a learning curve for beginners.
I guess I could bot myself to just get one pair for myself. I honestly am not very tech savvy, and I don't really care to put the energy into that. I just kind of miss back in the day when you just walk into a store and just get it, and it's not really a hassle.
Botting can also be a costly hobby.
You need multiple bots because you need to make sure all of your bases are covered. And for each of these bots, some of them have renewal fees ranging anywhere between $50 to $80 a month.
But Nova also spends less on bots than some, because he's often given free bots in exchange for promotion on his YouTube channel.
Talk about it. Talk about it. Hey, listen. Talk about it. I'm glad they threw that in there. I'm glad, hey, he gets sponsorships. Nothing wrong with that. But I'm glad they actually said that. I wonder why he put the range of $50 to $80, because some of them were, I think Mecha's what, $30? Something like that. There were some really more expensive ones, like at $100 a month. I wonder why he picked that specific range. I wonder why. Maybe he's just out of touch, like he hasn't paid for one in a while. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Normally, bots can be rented for as little as $5, while others have purchasing fees reaching into the thousands. Which brings up the question, is botting fair?
At the end of the day, there's not enough sneakers to go around for everyone. So, long story short, you have to work
45
as hard as possible to be able to obtain the sneakers for retail price.
It's unfair, I would say, and it's just more of like a memorabilia thing. If they're only making 500 of these shoes, I want to be one of those people that has one.
Facts.
Buying, renting, or using a bot to purchase sneakers may violate the terms and conditions of retailers, but it's still legal.
I don't think botting should be illegal.
Oh, wow. Okay. No, this is a hit piece. This is a hit piece. Listen to what they just said.
Of retailers, but it's still legal.
But it's still legal. They specifically use that wording for like, damn, I don't really think it should be legal. That's crazy. They know exactly what they're doing. I want to ask you guys, for the people that do bot in this chat or in the comment section if you're watching this later, if they ask you to be on this video and you were the botter in question, would you give up all this information? They're paying you, of course. You get some notoriety. Would you give up all this information knowing that it could hurt the entire community? That's the one thing that I'm kind of like, this is pretty fucked up. Of course they could have went on YouTube and found things, but he's giving like a whole backstory to this shit. He's giving a whole backstory to this shit, showing people how to get in the cook groups, the price, how much is the rent, how much he makes. Bro, he is giving out so much information. And I don't know if he realizes how much damage this could do to the entire community. It's already been a big thing for people to hate bots, but now that the guy behind the Grinch act is in the same video where you're giving up the information, they're laying out like, yo, this shit is bad and it's legal. We need to put it into this. He blew up the whole fucking scene. Yes, they can't or won't stop us. I don't know. Hey, that Grinch act nigga been pushing for a while now. It's content, which I get, but this is the wrong move. He liked to manipulate the tape. Yeah, no. He should have been smarter. And he's done this before. Like, there's another video of him also giving out information. I can't remember what the video is, but he gave out even more information back then. This is only a few years ago. This is at the peak of botting as well, where products were going stupid. Lots of products dropping, profit was through the roof. And even if that's true, being a content creator in something that people really hate, it's almost like he's working against himself in this instance. Because if botting gets taken out, he's done. His content creation career is just over. As simple as that. No hate against Nova at all. I swear this is not hate against Nova. It's just a fact of it. Imagine you played Call of Duty, right? You were a great Call of Duty player. You had 100,000 subscribers. People love the way you play Call of Duty. Now let's say you switch over to another game. You start playing fucking Apex Legends. Your user base didn't sign up for that. They didn't subscribe for that. They're not going to follow you to something else. And that's the same thing with this. In my live stream, you guys come here to hear me talk about sneakers and stuff. I don't expect you to come in here and listen to me talk about the newest Apple VR glasses. I don't expect that from you. This is actively working against itself, and I don't understand why you would ever do something like this. Making YouTube videos is cool. It's a much smaller scale. People really have to go out their way to find it. But being on CNBC, one of the biggest news platforms in the world, is insane. That's insane.
Conditions of retailers,
let's see what he says.
But it's still legal.
I don't think botting should be illegal. There has been a few times where legislators are trying to ban retail botting, sneaker botting, things of that nature, but nothing.
He's in the video with you.
This has become more and more of a common occurrence, a phenomenon that is totally anti-consumer and anti-small business.
In 2016,
they put these things back to back.
Introduced the Better Online Ticket Sales Act, or the BOTS Act, which outlawed the resale of tickets purchased using bot technology. However, the effectiveness of the laws in question after a fiasco in 2022 over Taylor Swift tickets led some congressional members to accuse the Federal Trade Commission of not enforcing the law. The FTC's only case of enforcing this law came in 2021, 5 years after it was passed. Also in 2021, Tonko introduced a new law that would act like the BOTS Act for retail sites instead of ticket sales.
The Stopping Grinch Bots Act authorizes FTC to go forward, utilize the tools that we would give them with this legislation, where they could levy fines for those who have knowingly circumvented control systems.
Congress has yet to vote on the bill, and it's unclear when this will happen. Even if it does pass, FTC enforcement is still key.
It seems like something has...
Listen, y'all saying that sneaker botting might not be out, but you see what they did to the sneaker botters. I mean, to the ticket botters. They got them the fuck out of here. And Taylor Swift tickets are, profit-wise, they're bigger than any sneaker you could ever get. Speaking from personal experience, I was able to buy a Taylor Swift ticket. I think the retail was like $330. Sold it for like $1,500. Just that one fucking ticket. So, bro, I'm telling you, it's not out of the possibility at all. Ticket botting is a little bit different though, because some of these shows are just gonna be fucking empty if people don't show up. Imagine someone hitting 50 tickets and they can't sell them all. The venue is just gonna be empty.
We know at some point, because it's just kind of out of hand and kind of messing up the hobby for a lot of purists.
I feel like it's going to be a law that's going to be impossible to enforce, because at the end of the day, some of the bots are so sophisticated now where telling whether or not it's a human or a machine would be impossible.
For now, it's up to retailers to implement anti-bot measures. Some brands use CAPTCHA methods, which help identify a bot as a non-human, and companies like Nike have implemented raffle systems instead of the first-come, first-served drops that give bots an advantage.
Recently, as of 2023, my success with Nike has been in the gutter. I've not been copying anything from the Nike sneakers app. People are successfully able to still bot Nike sneakers. However, the way in which you have to go about it, you have to really understand how the Nike filter works.
Nike did.
This nigga's a liar! He just lied! He just lied. He just lied. He just lied. I don't know when this came out, but I just seen a screenshot of him hitting 8 pairs of Travis Scott Jordan 1s. What is... This nigga just lied. How do you lie on that but not lie on the other shit? Yo, this thing is different, man.
Did not comment on whether customers using bots are still finding success on the sneakers app or if there are any updates coming to its raffle system. Bots can make up 10 to 50% of entries, depending on the demand of the launch. For example, almost half of the entries for the recently released Travis Scott Air Jordan 1 Low OG Olive shoes were bots. But Nike told CNBC it has up to a 98% success rate combating bots in the highest demand launches.
Nike probably has the most advanced and intricate anti-bot systems, and they're actually quite effective in stopping bots. When you press buy now, it says, hey, you're in line to purchase the item. You're not actually in line. This is actually a raffle. So it's a raffle that lasts for 3 minutes, and as Nike is taking in the entries, it's filtering out all of the bot entries and all of the duplicate entries.
Companies like Ticketmaster and Fabletics lean on third-party services such as Qit to help filter out bots.
We are basically what we call a virtual waiting room that can monitor whether or not this is a human being or a bot, and we try to do our best to kick all those bots out.
Still, sneaker botters can often bypass these measures with loopholes like jigging, slightly changing their address,
not the
name,
jigging,
or other identifying information. At the end of the day, it's still up to retailers to regulate botting.
There are some websites that really don't care about botters simply because sometimes their only goal is to sell out. And if your goal is to sell out, then it doesn't make sense to create a barrier between someone trying to purchase your sneakers and someone trying to sell the sneakers.
As botters get more advanced and sneakers become more exclusive, Will sneakerheads without bots ever regain a chance at scoring the latest drop?
For as long as it's legal, I think I'm going to keep botting, because simply put, if a human can do it, then a bot can do it too. And as long as there's items coming out, whether it be sneakers, new generation consoles, GPUs, where the demand far outweighs the supply, then there's money to be made.
I understand people out to get their money or whatever, but it kind of just destroys the fun for people like me.
Find something else to make money, right? Keep the rare shoes for the people that want them. Fans, that's what we are. We're fans. Stop.
You know, there's nothing else in this video. I'm gonna push back on that a little bit. How come people say this about sneakers, make money on something else, leave the shoes alone? How come that's fine, but when people want to get into real estate, everybody, oh, you want to get into real estate? Oh, that makes so much fucking money. Like, you're gonna be able to buy a house, you're gonna be able to flip the house, you're gonna be able to buy this apartment complex, you're renting out to 100 people. Niggas need somewhere to stay. Niggas need somewhere to stay. And y'all are complaining about shoes? Let's stop this, man. Stop, bro, stop this. Niggas cannot be pro real estate and complain about shoes. I just don't fucking get it. Niggas don't have houses right now. Rent is so fucking high because people keep upping their rent prices. And y'all are complaining about sneakers? Bro, stop this. I'm not trying to hear that shit at all.